Welcome to Energy Tarot Tea Astrology and all things metaphysical. I'm Leslie Levy, and today we're going to look at an Astro Tarot and Tea Card reading for the week of 1 December, which is a Tuesday here in Australia, through to Sunday, the 6th of December. Now, we've had the Sun move into Sagittarius on the 22nd of November. And so you might have noticed over the last week and a bit that your energies have started to lighten up a little bit. Even though many people are still restricted due to COVID in terms of what you can physically do and where you can physically go, internally there is more of this sense of freedom, more of this sense of needing some more freedom, and more of a sense of wanting to explore. So if you can't get out and explore physically because of COVID restrictions, you are in a great position to explore mentally, philosophically, explore hobbies, things that you're interested in doing that you could do within the home or near to home. Now, this Sun in Sagittarius energy is very expansive, open, optimistic. It's more of looking at life from the cup half full rather than the cup half empty. So with that basic background of the Sun in Sagittarius, let's do the reading. Now remember, it's a general reading, so please only take what resonates for you. I will go through each of the sun signs. So if your Sun, Moon or Ascendant is in the sign that I'm reading for, then that particular reading applies for you. Let's start the reading. So I'm going to be using a few different decks this time around. So I'm going to be using my Tarot Power Crystal, my Blue Neo Rider, and my Royalty Tea Cards. So we're going to do a little bit of a mix and match. So let's begin. So I'm going to start off with a central card using the new Crystal Power Tarot. This is a new deck that I just got because I love crystals. This one really appealed to me. So we'll pop that as the center card. And then we'll do a card either side from the Neo Rider Blue deck. Just shuffling on what Aries can look forward to, what Aries needs to consider for the remainder of this week through until Sunday. So let's start with the central card. This is the central theme. And we've got the Nine of Cups. So for you for this week, it is about going with the flow. So let's turn over our central theme card, and we have the Nine of Cups. Now, this is about going with the flow this week for you, Aries. You know, everything is in alignment. Cups are about your emotions, your intuition, about your love relationships. And so in regard to love relationships, in regard to using your intuition, trust your intuition and go with the flow. Now, the crystal that's associated with the Nine of Cups card is aquamarine. And so aquamarine is for the throat chakra, and that's really good for you going with the flow in your communication style. You know, Aries, you can be a bit abrupt, you can be a bit blunt, you can be a bit too fast for others in terms of your communication style. So using aquamarine to slow things down, take your time when you're communicating and communicate from your heart and just go with the flow. The card on the other side is the Ten of Wands reversed. And what this is saying to me is that if you can just go with the flow, go with your feelings, your emotions, speak your truth, but in a slower, more compassionate way, then any burdens you have around communication and relationships is going to ease off. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And so what this is telling me is that if you don't go with the flow this week, you are going to find that things are going to become more difficult with other people, with relationships. You know, Sagittarius energy with that Sun where it is at the moment is usually about good fortune. It's very optimistic. But I feel unless you communicate from the heart, go with the flow of it and don't get burdened by your usual brash style, you can avoid things turning upside down. A couple of tea cards just to expand a little bit further and see what we have. So we'll put one card for each side, and we have the pathway, yes. Going with the flow, communicating compassionately through your emotions, your intuition will release any burdens and open up a new way forward with relationships, with the people that you're dealing with this week. And, you know, if things do go pear-shaped, if you don't follow this and you find that communication is becoming really difficult and it's creating some upset, there is room for you to grow from this. Because you're aware of this, you've got room to just readjust, rebalance, and take communication in a new direction. I do hope that's of help, Aries. Moving on to Taurus, let's see what you have this coming week with your fixed earth energy, that solid, stable, reliable energy, that quiet sort of stability that you bring. And we've got our theme card. And then we're going to place a card either side. Down a little bit. All right. So your theme card is the Lovers reversed. So for you this week, seems to be a theme of relationships so far. For you this week, when it comes to your emotional dealings with others, they're going to be out of balance. So it is about getting yourself and others back in balance. I feel that there could be some disagreements. There could be different ways of seeing how a relationship looks with this Lovers card reversed. Now, the crystal that goes with the Lovers card is rose quartz. So I would suggest to you that any difficulties you may have around love relationships this week, maybe have some rose quartz on hand, carry some rose quartz, because rose quartz brings unconditional love. It brings a nurturing and warm compassion to any communication, to any relationship issues that you may have, and it will help calm the heart, calm things down. Looking at the card on either side, and if you do this, what it means is you can avoid any conflict, because we've got 5 of Wands reversed here. So this is going to allow you to avoid any conflict by being aware of what this week might entail around difficulties with relationships. And the other card I have is, you know, you're seeing things from only one perspective. We've got the Hanged Man reversed. And so you're only seeing things from your perspective at the moment. So it's really important for you to see the other person's point of view as well. And that is going to help you, again, avoid any relationship conflicts. Let's do a couple of tea cards. So we'll do one to open up the 5 of Wands and one to open up the Hanged Man. And let's see what we have. And yeah, we've got the Tent. So this is saying it is about taking things even more quietly than you normally would. It is about holding back your own opinions, and you're very good at doing that. You know, you're slow to reveal what it is that you're thinking and what you're feeling, even though, you know, you feel very deeply. You do hold back. But this week, because there are conflicts in relationships, I think taking some time out on your own to really think through what the issue is that you want to address with the other person before you actually speak about it will be helpful. And then it is about taking a leap of faith in trying to really understand what it is that the other person's point of view is, because this is an emotional relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, or it could be a love relationship in terms of a family member or someone that you feel deeply about who may not necessarily be a romantic partner. So it is about taking a leap of faith and really putting yourself in their shoes and seeing their point of view. And that might help avoid any conflict this week. Shuffling the cards now for Gemini, mutable air. So you're a quick thinker. You change easily. You're very adaptable, but it can mean that you can have difficulty making decisions or forming an opinion about something unless you really, really think more deeply about it. Let's see what the week has for you with your theme card and accompanying cards. And your theme for this week is the Queen of Swords. So Gemini, this is about you standing strong in your own opinions, making sure that you're not easily swayed by others, because you can easily be swayed by others' opinions. So this is about you really protecting what matters to you, what it is that you are thinking about that's important to you, and not being swayed away from something that you want to do or something that you're planning. Now, the crystal is ametrine. Ametrine is a mix of amethyst and citrine that formed together in the earth. So what this is saying to me is that with the amethyst crystal, it's about trusting your own intuition about your opinions, about your plans, what it is. And then the citrine is about manifesting abundance. So it is about you trusting your own decisions, trusting your own intuition about them, and then start to manifest them as the week moves on. We also have King of Cups reversed. So again, this is about you mastering your own intuition this week, not being swayed by the emotions of others either. This is really important for you to stand strong this week. And we also have the Six of Pentacles reversed. So this week it is all about you. And that's okay. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. With the Six of Pentacles reversed, it's saying to me that you need to do some practical things that are for your best interests, that are going to take care of you rather than giving to others. A couple of tea cards for you. Let's see what they have to say. And we have the Hourglass. So this is your time. This week, it's your time to focus on you, to get your emotions in balance so that you can stay centered, so that you're not swayed by the thoughts, opinions, and comments of others. And then we also have the Mermaid. And it's time to look in the mirror. It's time to look at who you really are and see what it is that you need for you, and not be focusing on outwardly on what others need. It's about going inward for you this week, Gemini. Let's move on and take a look at the sign of Cancer. Remember, the readings apply for you if you have your sun, moon, or ascendant in a particular sign. So now we are looking at the sign of Cancer. And we'll just lay out the cards. Aren't the backs of these cards gorgeous? All the crystals and the beautiful colours, my favourite colours in there. All right, let's see what the other cards are for you. So your central theme is Ace of Wands reversed. So this is saying to me that this week for you, Cancer, is not a time to start any new big projects. It's time to sort of just keep things a little bit smaller and take things step by step, because Ace of Wands, when it's upright, is about huge new potential in willpower, in action, in doing, in energy. And so because it's reversed, it's saying to me you've got to tone things down a little bit and maybe just hold off starting anything new right now. The crystal that can support you is garnet. Garnet is a deep red, can be almost a blackish crystal, and it's about grounding. It's fire energy. So you want to bring that fire energy down and ground it into the earth a little bit more this week, so that you don't get too fired up unnecessarily. And particularly because Cancer, your cardinal water, it really fires up your emotions. And so you can find that you can become emotionally unstable this week if you try and force too many new beginnings. What else do we have here? We have the Nine of Cups reversed. And yes, I feel for you, Cancer, that your emotions are not as stable as they could be at the moment. I feel that there's a little bit of turmoil around something new that it is that you want to do. And you're kind of impatient, frustrated. You want to get on with it. But please know, now is not the time. You need to have yourself emotionally centered and stable. And if you can move through the week working on that emotional stability, holding off, it is about just keep on doing what you're doing step by step. You need to get the current things that you're working on completed first. You need to continue with those first, because this is kind of preparatory for this big new potential, this big new beginning that will happen beyond this coming week. a couple of tea cards for you. Let's see what we have. And we have the book, and it is about doing a little bit more research around this new project. So get your emotions stabilized. I know it's exciting wanting to start something new, and oh, you know, the heart goes pity pat about it, you know, because you're driven by your emotions. You get really emotionally excited, but it is about calming down those emotions so that you can focus on your mind. You need to do a bit more research. You need to be more mentally centered as well. And the final card in our tea cards is, if you can do this, the path will open up for you. This opportunity will come into being. It's just not a good week to begin it. Delay it. Keep doing your research. Keep yourself emotionally balanced. Finalize some of the smaller things that you've been working on and get them out of the way to give you the space so that you can be better prepared. And that will open up this new opportunity for you to really manifest it beyond this coming Sunday. Leo is the next sun, moon, or ascendant we're going to look at. So let's shuffle for a theme card. I hope you like the idea of these theme cards. I haven't done this. I do this in my face-to-face readings, but I've not done it with my YouTube readings before. So I thought it was about time to add in this component. And let's shuffle for some more detail cards around the central theme. And see what your week holds. Looking at your theme card, we have the Hanged Man. Now, Leo, you are fixed fire, so you've got, you've got energy to burn, and you have lots of energy, but you need to be stable and steady in how you utilize that energy. And the theme card we have for you is the Hanged Man upright, and it is about you looking at what you're doing this week from a new perspective. It is going to be a little bit of waiting. This is not about jumping in and taking action. You're going to be waiting a little bit this week, but that is going to give you the space to look at what you're doing in a new way. Find new ways of applying your skill sets, finding new ways of being, new ways of thinking. Now, the associated crystal here is selenite. Selenite is a beautiful high vibrational crystal. It's generally associated with the crown chakra. So this is also about you tuning in a new way to your intuition this week, tuning in and perhaps making spiritual connections that you haven't made before that will help guide you forward. A little bit more detail here. And we have the Six of Swords upright. And so by looking at things from a new perspective this week, by tuning into your intuition and maybe drawing in different intuitions, different ways of looking at your intuitions and your spirituality, you can move from a week that could be a little bit stormy, a little bit unsettled, and you'll be guided through your intuitions into calmer waters. And what will this do for you? It's going to make you stop. This is about stopping this week. You know, as you look at things from a new perspective, you know, you take that time out to be patient and allow things that are happening in the background to bubble into fruition, and you don't get stressed about it, you don't get frustrated by it. And you know, with that intuition moving into calmer waters, you're going to find a sense of stillness. And it is about going within for you this week. You know, a lot of times we see this as a very negative card. You know, it's the stop card, don't go there, or can't make a decision, or can't see the way forward. But for you, Leo, in this instance, it is about looking inward instead of outward, because you have a very outward looking energy, a very outward way of being. So this week, this space of patience and being in limbo a little bit, tuning into your intuition to carry you forward into a calmer state, will allow you to go inward and make a deeper connection with yourself. A couple of tea cards for you and see what we have. And the first tea card is the cherries. Yes, by doing this in the longer term, you are going to have a couple of very juicy, sweet opportunities coming your way. Two that you can either work with together or choose one or the other. But by taking this time out that you need, by being patient, by being steady, letting the fire burn that is natural for you, but not actually trying to fire anything up and going deeper within, getting into a bit more water energy with your intuition is going to open up these 2 new opportunities for you. And you will be then able to start to sort of sail forward again, but it will be slow, slow and steady. And even though you're a fire energy, slow and steady will work for you in the coming few weeks. I really feel that whatever it's going to be, it's going to come up during the week, towards the end of the week, but it's going to be the rest of the month that you're going to take to move forward with these opportunities. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo, you are fixed earth. You are kind of like the alchemist in some ways. You're really good at taking what is already physically in existence, looking at it from a new perspective, breaking it down and bringing in something completely new. It is a wonderful skill that Virgo energy has. Your theme card for the week. Cards with more detail for you for the week. And let's see what we have. So your theme for the week is the 7 of Swords reversed. So 7 of Swords reversed for you. When it's upright, this is about what you value. It's about what you think. You value your thoughts. You value the process of thinking very strongly, Virgo. But this week, unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit upside down. It's about getting out of your head. Because you can, even though you're an earth sign, you do think very analytically. You do think very practically. Your thinking is more practically oriented rather than daydreamy oriented, but it's all a bit upside down this week. And I feel that for you, it is about getting away from the practicalities. It is about you maybe just moving away from the deep thinking, from the analyzing, from how can I take this and turn it into something else. Time to take a break from that this week. And the crystal we have is sugilite. Sugilite's this beautiful purpley black crystal, and I equate this crystal to the third eye. I also equate it to the crown chakra, and so I feel for you this week it is getting more in tune with your intuition than you normally would do. It is about going with your instinct rather than with your analytical thought. Let's have a look at more detail. Yeah, for you this coming week, it's not about winning or losing. It's not about debating and winning or losing. We've got the 5 of Swords reversed. So there aren't going to be any winners this week if you try and push an issue, try and push a point of view. It's going to be wasted energy. Instead, it's about focusing on the heart, focusing on your love relationship. So it's less about the practicalities of doing this week and focusing more on relationships, going into looking at relationships from a perspective of equality rather than it being a battle of debate or a battle of wills. Let's add on a couple of tea charms and see what we have. Sorry, not tea charms. I'm using tea cards this week. I'm so used to using my charms, but I thought I would change it up. So the tea card for you this week is the teapot, and it is more about light-hearted communication rather than diving into the deeper things of life. So with your loved ones, it's not about you going in and saying, this is my opinion, this is what I think, this is what we need to do. It's about lightening up and having a little bit of fun, a little bit of light-hearted social time. And then we've got the cane. By doing this, you're going to have your loved ones support you much more easily than if you turned this upside down and went in saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm doing, this is what I need, you need to agree with me. It's going to create this discord of the 7 of Swords reversed. So instead, if you socialize, be lighthearted, have a bit of fun, you're going to get more support from your loved ones, and there's going to be a better emotional balance in your relationships. Looking at Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, choosing your theme card for the week that will end this coming Sunday. So there it is, And let's do our accompanying card that bring in a few more details, some more information. Let's see what we have. Theme card for you. We have Knight of Cups reverse. So when it's upright, we can see someone who is on their way, but emotionally they're waiting. So the fact that it's upside down, Libra, it's time for you this week to really share your emotions. You know, Libran energy is cardinal air, and whilst you have Venus as your ruling planet, which is all about love, relationships, emotions, partnership, marriage, all that kind of thing, your energy is still very cerebral. It's still very air, very much based on what you think rather than what you feel. You express your emotions through your mind. And so what this is saying to me is it's time to really just go with the heart. Don't wait, go with the heart, really open up your heart more fully and try to avoid going through your mind. And what I mean by that is just say, I feel, rather than I think I feel. I hope that makes sense. The crystal for you with this card is Angel Aura Quartz. This is a beautiful stone. It is a stone that has been fused, so it's been treated in some way. But Angel Aura Quartz is about your connection to your spirituality. So regardless of what your belief system is, it could be your connection to God, to a deity, to an angel, to spiritual guides, to family, loved ones who have passed over. So it is about you opening up your heart a little bit more and making that connection from a more spiritually heart-based perspective. Looking at more detail, it's about fair play this week. It is about being balanced, and it is about being fair. I feel that you haven't been opening your heart enough. I feel that you think you've been opening your heart enough, but you've been so busy processing and censoring by your mind that you're not really expressing truly what it is that you're feeling, and that needs to be rebalanced this week. Let's see what else we have. And the Knight of Swords. So yeah, so this is a week of no holding back. You know, he's rushing in. He's not worried about any fears. He's not worried about anything that may stop him or any obstacles. He's charging in no matter what. And I feel that this is a good week for you to charge emotionally, to be open, to just dive in emotionally, because you will find it will be more balanced than you think. I think there's a fear around just charging in and opening up your heart this coming week. Let's add on a couple of tea cards to see what else is revealed. And we have the Lady. So I feel that your emotional need to express this week and doing it in a balanced way and just putting it out there is around a female or a female energy, a feminine energy. So it could be a loved one, it could be a friend, it could even be around someone you work with, that you need to open up your heart to a little bit more and not hold back. And we have the dog. It's one of my favorite cards for the dog in all of the tea card decks that I have, this cute little dog. And this is about companionship, loyalty, and friendship. It is safe for you to open up your heart to a feminine energy or a female that you trust. It is okay to express your feelings to that person, because the dog is looking at the lady and the lady is looking towards the dog. So this is saying to me that you will have the support you need from that person by allowing yourself to be emotionally vulnerable to them. Moving on to Scorpio, which is fixed water. He or she who deeply, deeply buries their feelings. They don't easily express feelings, Scorpio. And it is about protection. You protect yourself, you protect others. You have quite a sting to you when you are attacked. So you won't openly fight back. You won't get into a huge argument with someone, but you will just plot your revenge. And sometimes that's okay, and other times it's not. So let's see what we have for you this week, Scorpio. You are very, very deep emotionally. You know that old saying, still waters run deep? That's a great analogy for Scorpio energy. Your theme card for this week. Let's add your detail cards. Aren't the backs of these decks gorgeous? A little bit of bling. Colour and bling today. Let's see what we have with your theme card. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. And so what this is saying to me that, you know, Scorpio, your energy is normally a little bit distrustful. It is normally a little bit suspicious. And that aspect of your energy is highlighted this week with the Nine of Swords reversed, because this Nine of Swords card in this deck is about trusting your instincts, and particularly trusting your thoughts and trusting what others communicate to you. And I feel for you this week, you're going to be a little bit on guard, a little bit on edge, not feeling you can trust the information or what people are telling you. And we've got the Knight of Swords again. And so the Knight of Swords, you notice he's facing away from this lack of trust that you have for this coming week. And so it is about you having to get out of that. It is about you not looking for intrigue and scandal and things under the surface that aren't really there. It is about you looking away from that. Don't look at things this week from that space of suspicion. Look outward, not inward. And the other card is, it is around a family matter. This is like a legacy card. We've got all the generations of the family there. The first generation, the next one down, the upcoming generation. It's a family kind of card. And it is about generations. So I feel that whatever it is that you're suspicious about or that you're not trusting is around something to do with the family. And it is about releasing that so that you can start to have some open communication with them about it. Let's add on some tea cards. And we have the Ship. Yeah, it is. I know for you, Scorpio, it can be hard just to rush away from these feelings of suspicion and insecurity and trying to see what's beneath the surface, but you just do need to take it slowly. You do need to move away from this. And let's have a look at what we've got over here. Yeah. I feel that if you can get out of this feeling that suspicion of something not right, something going wrong within the family, and you can move away from it, be steady, charge out of it, move away quickly, but be steady about it. I know it sounds contradictory, but it's about you having that awareness of, oh, I need to get out of this. Okay, let's move towards being more trusting. Let's move towards seeing things as they are, not what I suspect they are. And by doing that, you'll be able to have an open and abundant communication with your family about the issue that will be less stressful and less negatively impacting. So it's birthday month for Sagittarius, so happy birthday to you. Freedom-loving, mutable fire, adaptable, curious, loves trying new things. Not necessarily always doing physical things, although for many Sagittarians that's an important use of your fire energy, but it is about trying lots of new different things, whether it be a new project, a new hobby, maybe a new form of study, because, you know, despite their freedom-loving nature, Sagittarians do like to study, if not formally, although that is a strong draw card, they do like to study and they like to dive deep. Your theme card, Sagittarius, there it is awaiting you. I wonder what's behind the theme card for the birthday month of Sagittarius. And then the detail cards with more information. Sagittarius, your theme for this week is Two of Swords. So this is about trusting your own decision-making capabilities. Being mutable fire, your energy can be a little bit scattered. Not so much because you have difficulty making a decision, but it's because your interests are so diverse and so far and wide that the decision-making issue is trying to choose where to put your focus. And so I feel that you need to make a decision about where you need to put your focus this week and trust that that's where you need to be with your energy and trust the outcome of it. Now we also have Sugilite. Sugilite is the stone or the crystal for the minor arcana of the Crystal Power Tarot, which is cards 1 through 10 in this case. And again, Sugilite, we want to go from just the mind into our intuition, into our spidey senses, our psychic senses, and make the decision about what it is we're going to do this week so that we can fully trust the outcome. And oh my gosh, this Knight of Swords is coming up a lot in readings. I think there's a general theme here. It is about starting to take action. It is about diving in for you this week. And you love diving in. And this is about you diving in more with your mind rather than physically, because it's swords. We've got lots of swords here. So I feel that it's about exploring something new that you want to charge into and make a decision about it and trust that decision. And for you, it's also around family. How interesting. It is around family. Now, Sagittarians need their freedom. Sagittarians find difficulty committing, but when a Sagittarian does commit, they are committed. So this is about you making a decision around something that needs to happen quickly with your family, and you need to trust in the outcome of that decision. A couple of tea cards for you. And we have the Rose. Yes, Sagittarians are passionate. The Rose, passion, love. So this is around a passionate issue, a love issue with a family member or with a family group. So it is about you making a decision about how you feel about something that's happening within the family. And I don't see anything negative here, to be honest. Even though we've got crossed swords here, I feel it's more about you going, hang on, I have to stop for a moment, think about what it is, use my intuition, and then charge in with all of my fire, passion, energy, because fire is passion, about something around the family. But I don't feel it's anything negative. But this card might help decide. And no, it's around a social occasion. Hello, could it be your birthday? Could it be a birthday gathering with your family that you're making a decision about? Or it could even be Christmas. Dare I say Christmas is not too far away. But it's certainly around socializing with the family. You're making a decision about what it is that you want to jump in and do with them, doing it from a passionate, fun, heartfelt point of view. So I feel for you this week, Sagittarius, it is going to be about celebrating with your family after a decision has been made. Moving on to Capricorn, you are cardinal earth. You're the CEO of yourself, if you like. You like to see the big picture. You do like to be in charge. You're very good at being a leader, but you're more practical in the way you lead. So you're more practical in how you manifest and do things, but you are also good at strategy. So let's see what your theme card is. And your detail cards. Starting off with your theme card, we have the Queen of Cups. So Capricorn, this one's a little bit more difficult for you, depending what else is going on in your astrology chart, because we're not just our sun sign. We are other aspects of what we find in our astrology chart as well. But for you, Capricorn, you know, emotions are a little bit harder for you than for some of the other signs. So this is saying to me that you need to follow your heart this week. You need to trust your own feelings rather than just focusing on the practicalities. And the crystal for you is angel aura quartz. So again, it's getting in touch with your higher self, your spiritual self, if you like, tuning into your intuition rather than using strategy, using structure and step-by-step logistics to make decisions. It's about coming from your heart this week. And it is around some plans that you want to be making. We've got the Two of Wands. Two of Wands are about making plans. And because you're a big picture person, these big picture plans, you can see he's holding the world in his hand. These big picture plans, they're right up your alley. So you're really excited about some new plans that you want to put into place. But the message for you is don't just do it from your mind. Don't just do it from logic. Tune in. tune into your heart, tune into your feelings and your intuition, and that will help with the planning process. Now whilst you're good at doing big picture things, in terms of this week it becoming manifest, it is about starting slowly and starting small. It's great to have the big picture, but use your intuition to determine what small piece of this plan do you need to start working on, because we have Ace of Pentacles reversed. Aces are about huge potential, about huge opportunity, and Pentacles are about the physical application, the physical manifestation. And because you're an earth sign, Capricorn, you're really good at physical manifestation. But instead of trying to do the big picture all at once, this week is about starting it small, starting it piece by piece. And a couple of tea cards for you. And we have the lady and we have the dog. So this is looking at the feminine aspect of who you are. I could take this literally and say it's about another person in your life, a woman or a feminine energy, but you know, I'm really relating this card back to the Queen of Cups. That's where I feel the energy is, and I feel it is about you tuning more into your feminine nature, the softer side of who you are when you're making these plans and starting to put them into place. And it's also about being loyal. You know, Capricorn energy is very solid, it's very earthy, but it's cardinal. So you're good at starting new things. So whatever this plan is that you're starting and that you're beginning to manifest, you need to stay loyal to it. I know that sounds silly, being loyal to a plan, but you do need to stick with it for the long term. And you need to stick with it with your heart. It's going to be easy for you to drop out of your emotional heart, your intuition, and go into Miss or Mr. Practicality again. But you need to stay loyal to your intuition with that feminine energy moving forward. Looking at this week for Aquarius, fixed air. What a mind, what a mind. You're a great thinker. You are very clear about wanting to know the facts about something. But you know what? You're a bit of a rebel. You like to go, once you know the facts of something, you kind of like to break the rules and look at them in a new way because you're very innovative. And, you know, that's a wonderful skill to have. So let's see what your theme card is. And the detail cards. One on each side. And your theme for this week, just we're getting lots of swords this week as well. So your theme for this week is that you're going to need to look at things very practically. Now, the Three of Swords traditionally in the tarot shows a heart with the swords cutting through it. But I always read the art of the deck that I'm using. And so I see three swords all coming together. And if we see where all the swords cross, I feel that you need to look at things as they truly are. Do what you do best. Look at the facts. Bring all different facts together so that you can have one complete picture in which to form your opinion moving forward this week. And again, with the swords suit, we have Sugalite. So this is about you bringing down information that is already within you. This is less about you researching outside, but more looking within yourself. What is it that you already know? What is your wisdom that you can apply during the week when you bring together all these different thoughts and pieces of knowledge that you have? And it is about not settling back this week. Don't get lost in your thoughts this week, Aquarius. It is about taking action on them. So it is about going into your own inner wisdom to make decisions about what it is that you need to do this week. And then don't wait. Start taking action. And again, it's not about sitting back. It's interesting. Both of these cards are representing movement because they're reversed. When they're upright, there is no movement in either of these cards. This effigy is reclining. This man is sitting. So this is a week of action for you around gathering the information that you need, but looking at your own inner knowledge and applying it in the external world. And we've got cups here, so you want to bring a bit of passion to it. And again, it's reaffirming intuition. Use your intuition this week more strongly than you normally would. a couple of tea cards for you. And we have the house. So this information that you're looking at, these decisions that you're going to be making and take action on, are around the home. It could literally be something you want to do in the house, or it could be just around the home environment, around family, around the home environment. And let's see the other card. And we've got the mushroom. Mushrooms grow in the dark. You know the saying, I don't need to go there with it. But the mushroom can represent things that are hidden and not known. And it can also represent things that are maybe a little bit toxic. So I feel that what it is, you're going to have to research, find out something that's going on in the home that is not in your best interest, that might be a little bit toxic or a little bit hidden. And you need to look within your own wisdom to see what it is, what decision you need to make, and what action you need to take about it for the coming week. And last but not least, Pisces. Sorry, I was just thinking Aquarius. We're looking at Pisces now, mutable water. You're kind of known as the mystic on the most positive side, but on the most negative extreme side, you can be a little bit of a martyr. Sometimes that can be for good reason. Other times it can take you into a little bit of a victim state. But overall, the energy for Pisces is highly emotional, imaginative. You've got the best as I call them, spidey senses, because you have so much empathy. You can almost submerge yourself in the energy and the emotions of other people. That's how open you are and how lacking in boundaries. And that has its good sides and it has its not so good sides. So let's see what your theme card is this week. And the detail cards that go with it. Your theme card, Pisces, what do we have for you? We have Queen of Swords. Yes, this once again is about you getting into your mind rather than going off with the fairies. You need to be a bit more logical this week, a little bit more ordered in your thinking, in the decisions that you're making. And with the Queen of Swords, it is about protecting what matters to you. It is about protecting your own thoughts, your own opinions. And again, a bit like Gemini, you can be swayed by other people's opinions and other people's emotions. Sometimes you have difficulty delineating between what is yours and what it is you're picking up from someone else. So this week, it is about protecting yourself a little bit so that you can truly know what is coming from you, coming through your mind, and what is belonging to others. And we have ametrine for you as well as a crystal. So that's that combination of amethyst and citrine. So we want to take those intuitive impulses you have, that wonderful imagination, and you want to ground it in what I call your central sun, because citrine represents the solar plexus, and that's who you are, your personality, your self-identity, which for you Pisces can sometimes get a little bit lost. So it is making sure that you're being true to yourself this week. Let's have a look at some detail. Yes. We've got the Nine of Pentacles here. So she is well grounded. She's alone, but she's comfortable. She's not lonely. She's enjoying her solitude, and she has everything she needs. So for you, Pisces, it is about getting more into the earth this week, getting more practical. I feel that this week for you physically doing things will be really helpful in creating this boundary between what it is that represents you and what it is that you're picking up from others. And by doing that, you're going to feel less burdened by what you sense from others, because you do take it very, very personally. So the way to release the burden of being so empathetic and picking up on other people's emotions and whatever's going on with them is to get practical and to protect yourself a little bit energetically as well. And a good stone for that for you would be black tourmaline or smoky quartz. A couple of tea cards for you. And we have the moon. Yes. And of course, we are still, today being the 1st of December, in Australia, we are still in the full moon energy of the full moon in Gemini. So that energy is still strong and will be for the rest of the day. Our full moon here in Australia was last night. So that full moon energy is still applicable right now. And we have moon energy for you. Now, it's really easy for you to go off into that moon energy. It's really easy for you to go off into the ether. So the message for you is that taking that lovely moon energy, that ethereal energy that you have, but really make sure that you ground it in practicality this week. And then we have the question mark. You know, by getting yourself grounded, by becoming sure of what it is that is you and what is coming from other people, that's going to release the burdens and that's going to open you up. And I feel that the question mark for you this week is really positive. It means that you can be open to new possibilities that you haven't considered before. I do hope you've enjoyed my approach this week for the Astro-Tarot Tea Card reading for each sun sign. Until next time, namaste.